All right, Shalom. We'll start first by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Call Allah, Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and greetings and salutation to you brothers that do this work in sincerity and in truth. Quick script today. Um, there was something I said at camp um, may have been unclear at our camp a week or two ago, and just want to clear it up and edify a little further on this scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Jacob is the whole nation of Israel. But a lot of that whole nation is still the 2/3 that cannot see salvation on this side. They have to get into the kingdom through death by pain, being reincarnated by the elect, and will yet choose Israel. Many are called, a few are chosen. Those chosen are chosen for salvation out of this captivity and chosen to be the progenitors of rebuilding our nation back in the kingdom of heaven. It says, and set them in their own land, back in the land of Israel. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Now, where the confusion may have occurred, it says, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Those strangers, I said, are the 2/3, but they're not only the 2/3, they're the 2/3 and the elect, to be clear about what I was saying. So, not all of those strangers, and the strangers are the other Israelite foreigners are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth with a Gentile-like mind about them, and they also look like the other nations, but they're still Israelites. Those will be joined unto the those that know they are Israelites, that know they're Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. By what looks may be currently. you know. But those there will be some elect that comes out of those Israelite foreigners, strangers, and there will be some that are still the 2/3 that will come back and be Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. So, and shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So they're all going to be back joined unto the land of Israel. Because a lot of people, we've been all over the world in many captivities and in many different places, to the point and mingled our seed with them to the point that we look like the other nations. So they'll be coming back and as still the Israelites. Let's go into this word right quick. Strangers. Where they got it? Right here. The Hebrew word is gar. Let's go into it. Let's see. It says Strong's. Where did it go? Strong 16H1616 gar or garad if you don't put the connector on. Do we have a word?
Strong's H1616. Guard. And the form just below that, Gair.
All right. It says stranger, alien, sojourner, strangers. It says sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inherited rights. Why are they newcomers and lacking inherited rights? Because they look like the other nations. They were scattered amongst the other nations and picked up the customs. And truly, a lot of those even believed they were of the other nations as well. It says, of foreigners in Israel through conceded rights. Now, really what it is, they're foreigners living outside of the land of Israel that didn't know they were Israelites. But when the kingdom of heaven, they're going to come back and they're going to know that they're Israelites. Whether they wake up on this side and they're of the elect, or they wake up in the kingdom, after the death of the 2/3 and they come back in righteousness. See what else it says? It says foreigner, a person living out of his own country. Yeah, living out of his own country, like an alien, like it said down there, living, or a sojourner, somebody that's from somewhere that's somewhere else, that moved on to somewhere else. His own country in this case is Israel, but they didn't live in the land of Israel at that time. They were living, in the land of Moab, China, whatever, Egypt, Greece, Italy, Rome. They lived in all these different places, outside of Israel, and took on the customs of the people that lived in that land that were not Israelites. They took on those heathen customs, and some of them grew up believing that they were heathens or not Israelites. But through the spirit of their father line, their father line goes back to Israel. All right, and so we got another script to back that up. That clears that up. We have Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. And I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number. Right? Because Israel is like the sand of the sea. Right? No man can number. It says, of all nations, all kindreds, and people, and tongues. Now, can anybody but Israel make it? No. The kingdom of heaven to come is only for the Israelites. It's not for the other nations. Right? So these people, this man with great multitude that no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people, those are strangers, or gar in the Hebrew, or Israelite foreigners that are Israelites but don't know they're Israelites. And tongues stood before the throne and before of Yahweh, and before the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, clothed with white garments, meaning they're making it and being cleansed, before the Most High, and palms in their hand. So that pretty much concludes that. That's talking about Israelite foreigners that don't know they're Israelites, or some of them will wake up and know they're Israelites in this day and time. There's brothers in the Philippines, brothers, that may be white-skinned, so to speak. People that don't know they're Israelite. That's not a conventional form of a Negro, Latino, or Native American considered in today's society. But if their spirit goes back to Israelites, to Israel, to our people, then yes, they are Israelites according to their father line. Let's see if I can grab one more script. Wait. Come on. Oops. Hold on. One more script. Let's go to the book of Romans 9. It says, this is Paul speaking. It says, start at verse 3. It says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. Those Israelite foreigners, whether it's the strangers that are joined unto them in the Isaiah chapter, or that great multitude of many different tongues, nations, and I forgot the other word it used, but those are Israelites. Those are kinsmen according to the flesh. Now, is that flesh mingled with other nations? Yes, but they are on their father line still according to the flesh. It says, verse 4, who are Israelites? They're still Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. They still were adopted back, whether they know they're Israelites or they don't know they're Israelites. And the glory, and the covenants, the first covenant and the second covenant, and the giving of the law, because the first covenant was the law was given to the Israelites under Mount Sinai with the first covenant. The second covenant was for Yahweh Shai to bring back the elect and the whole nation back to the Most High. That's whether it's Israelite foreigners or not, and the service of the Most High only to Israel, and the promises. Whose are the fathers, and whom as concerning the flesh Yahweh Shai came, who is over all, the Most High, blessed forever. Amen. So be. Yep. So that's basically what it is. That's the way it works, you know. So hopefully I made that clear. Tried to keep it pretty short, but hopefully I made that clear in case brothers come across the video and it was you maybe brothers will probably understand what I meant, but in case you didn't, here's clearing it up, and hopefully this is also edifying into you that didn't get that didn't know this breakdown before. That's just coming in. So with that, I'll say shalom.